Welcome back to another spoiler-free anime review. Takt Destiny is an anime adaptation of a mobile game, or is in the same universe as a mobile game. I don't know the exact details since the game isn't available in the West, but that should set your expectations appropriately. It's set in future United States after two types of aliens crash down to Earth on meteors. One are monsters who chase after any form of music and kill everyone in sight, and the other are an embodiment of music who form a bond with their human host who direct their actions using a conductor's baton. There's a lot of talk about music in the anime, but it's more of a visual aesthetic than a narrative theme. Sure, some characters are musicians, but there's virtually no correlation between music and combat as they'd have you believe. Boiled down, the Takt Destiny experience is just a beautifully animated, high-energy action anime with cool character designs that feels obligated to tell some type of story. I honestly think I'd enjoy the anime more if it were just 6 episodes of fights. The story itself isn't terrible though. In fact, I enjoyed its first quarter. It just feels like they had something good going, but then they realized that they need twice as many episodes to tell it and decided to just wing the rest of it. Maybe I'm going off of incomplete information here. Still, when looking at the staff page, you can see there's nobody credited for scripting its second half or even working on its storyboard minus episode 9. Ironically, episodes 1 through 4 were its narrative high point because they were written by Kyoko Yoshimura, who had previously wrote select episodes of the excellent Kemono no Soja Eren and Dororo 2019, who was also the main writer for Garo the animation. I suppose beyond episode 5, its director had more control over things, which might be why it tanked. The anime was directed by Yuki Ito, whose current best work is Grand Blue Fantasy, which I haven't seen so I can't comment on. I, however, have seen Takt Destiny, and it's not great. It starts on a high note of introducing a semi-post-apocalyptic United States with a massive no-go zone right in the center due to alien infestation. However, the surrounding towns seem to be doing alright, they just can't play any music or else they'll get invaded and murdered. The story follows Takt, an antisocial pianist whose father has some vague ties to the whole ordeal, which were sadly barely explained. Takt is joined by two companions, Destiny, the alien with a tragic past explained in episode 2, aka the best episode of the anime. Yep, it all goes downhill from there. There's also Anna, who's basically their chaperone who drives them to New York to join the Symphonica, tune Destiny's powers, and also fight against the aliens. You see, Destiny acts like a parasite consuming Takt's life energy to fight the aliens. Because she inadvertently consumes an inordinate amount of energy each time she fights, their battles are limited unless they can get her calibrated in New York. Of course, none of that even matters though, because the story quickly devolves into a struggle against one-dimensional cartoon villains with shallow goals that you can probably guess without even watching the anime. I can't say that everything after the first quarter was painful to watch though, as the fights were beautifully animated. However, that's literally all it had going for it. They did try to tack on a cheap, low blow of an emotional ending by displaying something tragic that you probably won't care about anyways due to poor character development, and then they just magically undo it all after the credits roll. What's the point? Are they planning on another season? Either way, Takt Destiny is an interesting premise that ultimately degraded to a vapid action for the sake of action anime. I give it a 6 out of 10. If you're only looking for an anime with cute girls blowing stuff up, then you'd probably enjoy it because it does a good job at doing that. As for everything else, set your expectations very low. It's unfortunate that such an anime was one of the season's most talked about shows, obscuring much better anime of the year. Stay tuned as I recommend other, better, and less popular anime from fall 2021. Also, if you're a fan of music anime that are actually about music, Friday I'll be reviewing Mashiro no Oto, a shamisen anime from earlier this year.